In many cases, in this country, a lot of us live in communities, large and small, where we don't even recognize somebody who passes us by as being a Muslim. I mean, it sounds very strange, but it's true. We don't really have that depth and sense of what might be called image and presence to make that determination. But I think about people that I know who are members of the parishes that I serve, and I serve 93 congregations in this diocese, who have had encounters with Muslims. And what's happened in those encounters is that, and quite frankly, I mean this, their lives have been changed because they found out that who they considered to be the other really wasn't the other at all. It was an American neighbor. It was a colleague. It might be somebody in the workforce that they had never really had a conversation with before. And what they found out was that the journey that they were on was a very similar journey, and the belief system basically is not much different, you know. And from a religious point of view, which I think is powerful, they finally get to that place where they see in those conversations with Muslims, where we can look at each other and say, you know, we believe in one God, and we also believe that, as the teaching is in our common books and our sacred texts, as we do it to one another in a negative way, so we do it to you, the God of all creation. And also to be able to say the Lord's Prayer that everybody thinks is such a great Christian prayer is really an Aramaic prayer. And that prayer is a prayer that can be said by Muslims and Christians and even Jews, but in this case, Muslims and Christians. And when you get those ingredients together in these conversations with parishioners that I serve, with their Muslim neighbors, it opens up huge doors where all kinds of things can happen, all kinds of things can pass through. So we don't have to go through this negativity that we see in the press all the time about Muslims or Muslim-Christian relationships or Muslim-Christian relationships that tend to be based on a violent perception, which is certainly not there, not in terms of the people that I know. So, you know, the neighbors in this country I mean, we are a diverse nation, and we are a nation that was built upon the respect for the other and religious plurality and the separation of church and state. And so when the doors are open, when we begin to reach out one to another, to our Muslim neighbors, our Christian neighbors, as a Muslim to a Christian, wonderful things happen. And it changes the way the world can be. And that's what it means to be a neighbor and to be a brother or a sister in the journey. I am Bishop John Bryson Chane, and I strongly encourage you to participate in my fellow Americans.